Hello and welcome. I'm John Wenzel, co-founder of Archvest Wealth Advisors, and I want to thank you for taking some time today to learn about and understand your credit score. So this score is very important, and it's very important on multiple levels, especially when it comes down to getting a loan. Most agencies, in fact, 90% of agencies that are out there lending money utilize your credit score, also known as a FICO score, in order to determine your eligibility and line and availability for credit. Now, FICO is not to be confused with the three credit reporting bureaus known as TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Those are separate entities and separate companies, I should say bureaus. Then there is FICO, a separate company that gathers your scores from those three bureaus in order to come up with its own score known as the FICO score. We want to share with you a couple of resources, in fact actually websites, that will talk a little bit more about your credit score. So we would encourage you to take a look at creditkarma.com. There you can get your TransUnion and Equifax scores. Then there's also credit.com where you can get your Experian score. These scores are actually available and viewable for free. There are other additional paid services on there, so I want to make you aware of that. But to actually obtain these scores is absolutely free. Now, your FICO score is something different, but we will talk today about the factors that go into these scores and how they affect your overall credit scores, including the FICO score and what that is. Two of the biggest factors, in fact, these two factors make up 65% of the overall credit score, come from payment history and the consistency with payment history, as well as your revolving credit. What do I mean by revolving credit? So for example, if you had multiple cards that gave you a total balance of available credit of say $30,000, the credit bureaus are looking at, they want to make sure that you're not charging more than 10% of your available balance. So what does that mean? In this example of $30,000 of total available credit, you could actually have a negative impact on your credit score if you charged up more than $3,000 in this particular example. The next three factors that make up your credit score come down to credit age, mix of credit, and credit inquiries. Credit inquiries comes down to if you have more than one inquiry in a 12-month period, that could negatively impact your credit score. In addition, and on the inquiry side, if you're doing shopping, say for a loan or a certain type of loan, you may actually do multiple inquiries because you're trying to get the best rate. The credit bureaus take that into consideration. So if you're looking for something in a short period, a short window in time, for example, say 14-day period, where you're shopping multiple rates, that may not actually, those inquiries may not actually negatively impact you, but it is something worth to note. The mix of credit comes down to the multiple types of credit that you may have outstanding, and types of lines, I should say, of credit. So this could be a mortgage, student loan, as well as credit cards. The last piece is the credit age. And that goes back to the types of credit that you may have available to you and the oldest account that is outstanding. One thing to keep in mind is that it may not be the best to always close those old accounts, or those old accounts that have been closed. This is regarding your credit report. If it's on there and you want to get it off, that actually may negatively impact your credit score. Again, depending on the type of credit that it was, assuming that things were paid in full and it wasn't a negative outstanding balance on that credit. But if you close out that old account, it could actually make your overall credit age be a lot younger than it might actually be because you closed that old account down. So even though you may close out an account and clean it off your record, that actually may have a negative impact to your overall score. So these are just various pieces of information we wanted to share with you. I hope this is helpful. As you can see, it is still a very complicated area. If you have questions, you have comments or concerns on this, please do contact us so that we can share with you and try to help you in your circumstances as well. Thank you for watching today.